Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. It is Trip Report Day, and we're headed up to Chicago with listener Kelly today. And we're talking about her trip just a few weeks back, mid-July, down to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort with her family. She has her husband, two kids, both under 4 years old, and her in-laws went with them as well, and they just had a great time. Visited the parks for 3 days, had a few pool days in between there, and visited Geo 82 where they were on the Disney dining plan, had some great meals. Ohana twice, Chef Mickey's, breakfast at Topolino's Terrace, and how about a great steak at a place called Via Napoli? That's right, they have a steak. I had no idea. We have a good time talking about all the fun at Walt Disney World on today's show. Don't forget, today's podcast is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make our show possible. We could not do this without you. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2741 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had another great weekend. It was sure a fun one here in the Midwest. Dog days of summer, kids getting ready to go back to school. Pop of those shoulder pads on the football fields, getting ready for that Friday Night Lights coming up here soon. Hope you enjoyed Friday's show about training camp for Disney fans, getting you set for those trips, and little humor in there, hope. And just for the record, because I told my wife about the show after we recorded it, I did not wear a ski mask into the gas station at 3 o'clock in the morning. That was just humor, people. I did not, even though it was marathon weekend, it was cold. I would not do that. So just setting the record straight. I am a fool, but I'm not that big of a fool. So there you go. All right, today, trip report time. We're going to have a good time heading up to the big Windy City where my daughter usually is, but right now she's down here in St. Louis at this moment, but she'll be back at this point. Kelly's joining us from up in Chicago, home of my favorite fast food place, and it's not Taco Bell. It's actually Portillo's, which we don't have in St. Louis. Kelly, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Not much. It's hot here, but I'm excited to talk some Disney and think about being back in Orlando.
I know. Seriously, being at Disney trumps being in St. Louis, being in Chicago, I guess most places. If you lived in a really awesome place, maybe like Hawaii, I don't know, but definitely better than St. Louis and Chicago. I mean, even though my daughter came home, I was like, she came home last week, for a few days because they gave the basketball team a week off from practicing and all that before school starts. So she got to come home and we're hanging out and stuff. And I'm like, what have you been up to? Went to the beach. I'm like, you went to the beach? And so I guess that's a thing in Chicago. I guess she lives right downtown. They go to the beach at Lake Michigan. I didn't even realize that.
Oh, yeah. It's big time.
Big time. It's fun. We don't have a beach here in St. Louis. I can tell you that. You don't want to go near the Mississippi, the Missouri, Merrimack. You want to stay. So that's the thing, I guess. Yeah, Lollapalooza was going on though. She says, I didn't want to go down there though. That was nuts. So I was like, probably a good call. She said that was just wild. Anyway, let's talk some Disney. I'm so glad you're on the show here. So we always jump in with a little background on our guests, a little get to know you with your Disney history. So how did it all start for you? How'd you end up here listening to the show?
Yeah, so we grew up. Our first trip with my immediate family was in '98. So it was me and my twin siblings who are younger. So we were 5 and 3 at the time. So we stayed at Wilderness Lodge. My mom said that, she got a great deal because it was fairly new at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Um, so that was the first trip. And then, from there kind of evolved. My dad had some national conferences down there. So we stayed off property. And then I think once at Coronado, which I know is a big conference center. And then I played club volleyball growing up. So volleyball AAU nationals were in Orlando. So that was, every year.
Hmm.
So then we would kind of tack on some days. And then at some point, my parents were like, you can go with my friend Sarah Jane and her family. And they are huge Disney people. So they kind of changed the way that I do Disney
Nice.
now. Um, they like to take it slow, eat good meals. So that for sure was changed kind of how I do Disney now. And then my last clinical rotation when I was in physical therapy school was in the Orlando area, so I got to live down there. That I got an annual pass, got to go. I was there not every day, but pretty darn close.
Nice.
After I was done working, I would spend 3 or 4 hours in the evening there. And then we actually got engaged down there during that time. So I think my now husband, knew what he was getting into, but
That's good to know.
for sure. And then dabbled in a little bit of Run Disney here and there. And then now I have 2 young kids, so kind of transitioning from Disney trips being about me to Disney trips being about them.
We have a lot to unwrap here. But I love this because it's the whole continuum though. Like you've gone
For sure.
from, because you said, I think in your notes, gave just a quick little outline.
Mhm.
Like you took road trips, right? Like when you were younger, like you guys drove down.
No, we mostly flew
You
just
flew.
because my dad would have so many points. He'd be
Okay.
like,
But I
just
mean,
fly down.
still, when like you've done a lot of the same stuff though, like that my girls did, right? You got to go with a friend, and like we brought Paige's friend Molly one time for a week, and they had the best time. Like it was her best friend. They played, they were the midfielders on their CYC soccer team together. They were inseparable. And I mean, she still talks about this trip. She's 28. Like her and Molly still talk about that time. And it's just one of those things, like you go through life and you have these different types of trips, and you've definitely done that. I mean, it seems like you went down there for sports, and that was a definite. Like, tell us about that when you were an athlete and went down. You were there. People always ask me, like, what was it like when Mallory went down for All-Star cheer, and I always try to explain that because people are always asking in our clubhouse about, well, what's it going to be like when the cheerleaders are there? Are they going to inundate the parks? And I try to explain for the cheerleaders and the families, it's a business trip. Like they're not focused on the theme parks. Like they'll go in the theme parks when they're eliminated from the competition. But until that happens, they're down there to win a national title. And then they'll go to the theme parks or celebrate when the competition's over. But like, did you make any special memories, down there in any of those athletic competitions, those kind of trips?
So volleyball nationals are predominantly at the convention center in Orlando, the big one, and then like 3 or 4 pools were at Wide World of Sports. So it was always like a big deal if you ended up there, and then like the title games would be there. So I think once we played at ESPN. So that was a lot of fun. I mean, but like you said, like it's not like there was no chance we were going to the parks while during the tournament. So like it was never a big deal, but I'm sure cheer, especially when you're eliminated, you end up having more people at the parks.
Yeah, that's the only like upside to getting booted out. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of tears. Okay, now you can go to the Magic Kingdom. It's like, okay, you can go here and then you can go home. So it does kind of softens the blow a little bit because it's emotional. So so let's talk about this trip that you went on, because we got all this background here. But this was a cool trip because you were down for some very important dates in the Disney timeline there. We'll talk about that in a minute. But how did this trip come together for you?
So, I planted the seed maybe 2 years ago. We took my now oldest just before he turned 2, and I was pregnant with our second. So I knew once, my second one was before he turned 3,
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to go. So, on our nightly walks, I would, start talking about it. And originally it kind of started as, okay, we'll drive down, maybe spend 2, 3 nights there, and then go to the beach. But it slowly evolved into a much larger trip, where we ended up flying down 7 nights. We did it all kind of. So my husband is definitely not quite the Disney person
That's what I was
that I
gonna ask.
am.
I was gonna ask, like, how bought in? Does he do it because you love it, or is he one of those that he likes it because he thinks the kids are gonna enjoy it, or is he like my wife? I think she tolerates. She likes the idea. Like, she likes being there. Like, she enjoys the vacation of it, but there's no way she's gonna listen to a podcast, read a vlog, watch a vlog, read a blog post. Like, she is just in it when she's there. Like, that's it.
Mhm.
She enjoys it though. But yeah, she's not ever listening to one of these shows. She gets me all the
Yeah, I mean,
time.
he definitely he does it for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if my kid if I wasn't into it and my kids were asking to go, he'd probably say no.
Yeah, my wife probably too.
Yeah. But no, I mean, there's we've talked about it. We went on a cruise at one point when my oldest was really little too. So Disney is such a great spot for traveling with young kids just because they make it so easy. Whereas, if you're going to just say New York or California, you got to rent a car, you got to figure out car seats, there's a lot more pieces. Whereas Disney, kind of once you're there, you're fine. We don't have to worry about, the car seat on the bus or anything like that.
Nice. But I do like how I think so many trips do come together in that exact way. Like, it's the evening stroll, the Friday night over fajitas. Like, we should. I've been thinking about, we should go down for just a couple days. We'll go to the beach. We'll just in and out. It'll be real quick. It won't be all of a sudden you're there for 10 days. You're taking a cruise on the back end. It's like this thing snowballed. How to get like this? And we hear that so much on this show. But I mean, that's exactly get the add-on-itis. It's not just a DVC thing, but it is what it is because I think we enjoy our time there so much. Now, I'm sure that your husband left all the planning and all that stuff to you because you're the Disney person. So how do you, when it comes time to plan, how do you decide the where you're going to stay? Because there's so many resorts, so many options. How'd you narrow it down?
So previously we stayed at Pop. We loved Pop. But I have a 3.5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. So we were kind of looking for a better pool. A little bit, slides. So we kind of looked at more of the moderate level. And then, Caribbean Beach has the, little pirate ship splash pad area. So that kind of sold it for us, just the pool, really.
Mm-hmm.
And then, planning wise, I did most of it. So originally, we had said it was just going to be us. And then once we kind of, made it a bigger trip, my husband's like, well, we should invite, our parents, see if they want to come, kind of just not expecting them to say yes.
Be careful.
But his parents did. And I was not expecting that. So that kind of added a little bit of anxiety to the planning just to make them happy because they had not been since my husband was 10 maybe. So about 27 years ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah, a couple things have changed.
Yes, a lot.
It's a little more complicated nowadays. Yeah, totally.
Yes. But, my husband definitely got more involved in the planning, with dining reservations. And then when we got closer to lightning lanes, we used touring plans just to kind of put it on paper was nice. Just to have a general idea because my worst fear is just standing at each other looking what are we going to do next?
Right. Especially with 2 young kids under 4. Right?
Yeah.
You got to have a plan. We got to go. We can't make decisions.
We don't have to follow it, to a T, but we just have to have a general idea of where we're going.
So
and
did
then
they
go from there.
did the parents just kind of his parents just say, just tell us when and where? I mean, they because it's been so long for them, or did they give you any input?
You know what? I told him several times, I was like, "You guys can do meals without us. Like, you
Yeah.
can, go bar hop, go do whatever you guys want." And they're like, "Nope, we'll just do whatever you guys want to do." I was like, "Sounds great."
I mean, it makes it easy, I mean, it's
Yes.
good. It's good to throw that out there, though. Like, feel free, because yeah. But I mean, so just kind of jumping ahead, though, was it nice to have? Because everybody always says, having the grandparents there, like extra
Mhm.
pair of hands, especially a place like Walt Disney World. Were they able to like spend some time with the grandkids? You guys able to like jump, like maybe have a date night or anything like that?
You know what? We didn't. For the most part, we stayed together. We just kind of did everything together.
That's fine. Hey, I
No, it
mean,
was great.
no,
And they were so wonderful. Like, the only time we actually went to Geo 82 without them. So
nice.
that was about an hour.
We're gonna, yeah, it's just time and place. Like, you're
Yeah.
here long enough, get out. Yeah, so no,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in a minute. So Caribbean Beach, though, I have a funny
Mhm.
story about that, because when you said that with the little kids and like the pool, I did like 20 years ago. We picked this place. No, it wasn't 20 years ago, because Mallory's 17, almost 18. She was, man, probably 2. And I thought because when you said that, I'm like, I thought the exact same thing. We're picking this because it's got a great pool.
Mhm.
Like, I picked it for the pool, and that's exactly what it. We took her over there. I think we even had like little water wings on her. I scared to death because she wasn't a great
Mhm.
swimmer yet. And first thing we did was we took her over, and I don't know if they still even have this anymore, but they had that big bucket that dumps water. Do
Mhm.
they still have that thing? Like that every
Yeah.
like 5 minutes it'll like fill up and then it tips over.
Yeah.
She got under that thing and it dumped all the water on it. And she started screaming and crying and just hated the pool the rest of the time. I was like, I spent all this research time. This is like 15
Yeah.
years ago, like trying to find like it was all about Mallory. Like, she's gonna love this pool. And
Mhm.
dude, she got under there and just, I mean, just like it smoked her, because it was like pretty powerful, and she was a little skinny thing.
Yeah.
Boom, just like nailed her. And she's like, "Wah," run into us. I'm like, really? Why were you under the thing? She's 2 years old. They were trying to blame her for it. And I'm thinking, I'm an idiot. Like, I picked 7 days to stay here because she thought she loved this pool, and there she gets smoked out by the big bucket of water. Yeah, well. I mean, did you?
We did the exact same thing. And that giant bucket, it doesn't give you like a warning
No,
bell
well, no,
where
no,
like
until the
some
kids
other like
scream.
water parks, it'll like ding before the bucket drops. And my
Oh,
youngest just got clobbered by the water. He's like, "I'm all done."
yeah. I was just like, well, that lasted a whole like 7.5 minutes
Right,
of fun there, because
right.
I wanted to get in. I don't think I had gotten in the pool yet. I was like, I wanted to, get in and swim under the pirate bridge. Like, it was going to be,
Yeah.
nah, I can't have that fun. Like, it's like, I was like, you can't have nice things. Okay. So you guys get there. So did the room and everything work out well? It's because you're on the Skyliner. I mean, quick
Mhm.
review of the whole like Caribbean Beach experience. Was it a good choice?
Yeah, we loved Caribbean Beach. I mean, people kind of hate on how big it is. It's definitely a lot of walking, but it never really bothered us. We were in Aruba, so it was less than a 10-minute walk to anywhere. Um, but I mean, I really liked Caribbean Beach. We both said that, the pool is a big thing for us. And having two slides, the little splash pad area, and also having the just regular pool in each of the sections. And we had really no complaints about the actual resort itself. Um, we're probably gonna stay there again.
Nice. That's the biggest recommendation there. So, and
Yeah.
for the record, you guys were there a few weeks back, and if folks are listening to
Mhm.
this later on down the line, because people listen to these years later, this would have been like mid-July of 2025. It was super hot. I mean, it was blazing
It's
hot. I
really
mean,
hot.
right? I mean, it's so hot, hot. I mean, you're from the Midwest. You're from Chicago. I mean, it was just as hot up there at the time. But little
Yeah.
kids and guys like tips for, because that, I mean, it was like hotter than normal. Like, it was intense heat.
It was really hot and like it didn't rain too much while we were there. So I feel like sometimes with the rain you kind of get a little bit of relief after. Um, Not so much with the humidity, but with the heat. So we didn't really get that relief. But I mean, you just kind of deal with it. I mean, you know what you're getting into. Um, I talked with my in-laws before the trip, it is going to be hot. Just accept it. You're
Mhm.
gonna sweat. You're gonna walk out of your door and feel wet immediately.
That's true.
So, I mean, I feel like it's just kind of a mental space of, accepting that it's going to be really hot. We definitely did, the fans, the cooling towels. We definitely did more shows than I think we would have, on a trip not in July. But my husband's a teacher, so we're kind of limited
Mhm.
to summer trips. But yeah,
Yeah,
definitely very, very hot.
I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the July trip. I mean, exactly. My wife and I are both teachers for years, so yes,
Yeah.
been there, done that. But yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, that's why we always advocated for the rope drop, midday break, go
Hmm.
back, jump to another park where you're having dinner, stay till it closes,
Hmm.
rinse and repeat. It's always, I always said it's same temperature back in St. Louis as it is in
Hmm.
Orlando.
Right.
You're gonna have more fun in Orlando. Just
Exactly.
take advantage of it in the morning when it's cooler. All right, so a couple of
Yes.
things I want to jump into
Mhm.
before we kind of talk about just some of the memories from your times in the theme parks. But you did rent a stroller from
Mhm.
Kingdom Strollers. It says I think in the you picked
Mhm.
that up at the airport. So people are always asking about that. So while we have you here, I mean, did that work out well? Because I get that question a
Yeah.
lot, and you have firsthand knowledge.
Yeah, so we used Kingdom strollers. I chose the airport pickup solely because we were using 2 different modes of transportation to and from the airport. So I didn't wanna deal with, having to time everything up, with the delivery to the hotel. But you know, they just tell you where to go and the stroller was waiting. I didn't even have to talk to anybody. Just says your name, you take it. And then the same thing on the way back. It ended up because we were delayed on the way home, our flight. So it was nice having the stroller for, the extra 2 hours that we were in
Hmm.
the airport, just to have somewhere to put the 1.5-year-old.
Nice. Okay, so you get down there, you're ready to rock. You guys looks like you guys headed over to the Riviera,
Mhm.
did a little lunch, but then so you did Blizzard Beach for your free check-in day water
Yep.
park. So that's a good start. So did everything. How's this first day go? Because I like the quick lunch over at I guess Primo Piatto.
Mhm. Yep.
God, oh God, I'd kill for that right now. I mean, it's almost as good as
It's so
Portillo's.
good.
Almost as good. What is it with places start with P? I like it. But so I mean, did the first day? Because I mean, best laid plans. But I always like having a quick service that first day because you're not like
Mhm.
stressing about trying to make an ADR. That's a great plan. But I mean, did
For
it work
sure.
out well with that free water park day the first day?
Yeah, so my husband, what he remembers from their Disney trip, growing up was Blizzard Beach. So that was a big important he was like, "No, we're going to Blizzard Beach." I was like, "Are you sure? I heard Typhoon Lagoon might be better," but he's like, "No, we're
Tell me,
going to Blizzard Beach."
your husband had to go down Summit Plummet, right? Was that the
He
thing?
did several
Yes, I
times.
like it, man. Let's go.
He's like, "I'm not going to talk to you if you don't go down Summit Plummet." I
I
was like,
love it. Yes.
"I don't want to be in pain the rest of this trip."
I'm retired from Summit Plummet at this point in my life. Like I kept looking on the Magic that tube thing. I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, I can't do anything where the trap door
No.
falls out from under me. My back, I can't. I'd be dead. It'd be just like be a noodle at the bottom. They'd be calling, the helicopter. No,
Yeah.
so go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean,
I
my
like
kids, they
your
loved
husband's
the
great.
little tyke area. They had like the mini tubes. They both loved that. And then I mean, the lazy river is great. And then we did the wave pool. My husband lost his magic band in the wave pool.
I wonder how many of those they pick up every day. Like just
Seriously,
they probably just
just
resell
gets sucked into the
them.
wave machine.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
fun. Oh,
but
that's a good first
yeah,
day though. It's
we
just
loved it.
easing
Yeah.
into vacation, especially in
Hmm.
July. Oh my gosh. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
And you
No,
guys had
it was
dinner
great.
dinner at Art of Animation too. I mean, that's like
Well, my oldest son
that's
really wanted to
unusual.
go on the Skyliner,
Oh,
so we
perfect.
were like, we we had to do it. We were like, okay, we'll just get a pizza, and then we saw on the radar, the rain was coming, so we we're like, okay, we'll take the pizza to go. Quick, get on the Skyliner before it shuts down and we get stuck.
I'm gonna have to title the show Chicagoan Eats Dinner Pizza at Art of Animation.
It was
Story at
nothing
6.
compared to Chicago pizza. but
They don't go
it
to
had this,
Gino's
like,
East. They go to Art of Animation, Landscape of Flavors.
right.
I love it. That's so funny.
But I also wanted to show my in-laws, like, okay, we had lunch at Primo Piatto at Riviera. We were staying at Caribbean Beach. I also wanted to show them, the food court at Art of Animation, just to like get a scope of like the differences between the value moderate and deluxe. And, we kind of describe it as chaos level
Mhm.
decreases the higher you go.
That's so well put. I call it energy. When I work with my guests, I call it energy, not chaos. But I mean, go ahead.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
It could be. It depends, like how late in the night it is. Like when I'm trying to sleep for marathon weekend and I accidentally book myself a preferred pool view room at Pop Century. I'm like, dude, well, I don't want to be by the pool. Why is everybody out at the pool at 8:30 at night? I'm trying to go to sleep. I gotta get up in like 6 hours. Come on, people, go to bed. Who's in the pool at 8 o'clock at night? Like, yeah, what am I doing? Anyway, I know people are supposed to be in the pool. They're on vacation. It's me. I want to be back in the 90s. Anyway, okay, so you start hitting the parks the next day. Epcot's your first park. So, and this was your Geo 82 day, but let's exclude Geo 82 for a second. And you had Lightning Lane. So you had plans, you had the tools to have a good day, it looks like. So how did Epcot go for you?
Yes, I'm definitely a rope drop person. We were probably within the first 10 in line at Epcot. I mean, I'm definitely a fan of the new kind of rope drop where instead of, waiting with the crowd, getting in line and waiting in line, it just makes more sense to me than running as a giant crowd to one ride.
Yep.
But yeah, we did, Remy's to start, and then our plan was to go to Frozen, but it was down and it ended up being down like almost all day. So we kind of pivoted. We did Soarin', Living with the Land. This was my first time using Rider Swap. So, every ride we would ask, my oldest son, Jack, would be like, do you want to go again?
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah.
the best. Yeah, the
For the
older
most
kid, the
part.
older kid, that's like younger siblings, the golden fast pass. That's what.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we had Lightning Lane for Guardians. It was because last time I was pregnant, and so our last trip, the virtual queue was still a thing. So I was very adamant that we were going to use Lightning Lane.
Yes.
With toddlers, I mean, I can't imagine waiting in a line longer than 20 minutes.
Yeah, two kids under 4. I think I'm pretty cheap and I might even spring. I'm just saying, like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. Give yourself an advantage.
I mean, you're paying all this money to get there.
Yeah. You're 95%
a little bit
in.
more.
Exactly. In for a pound, in for a penny, in for a pound kind of thing. Yeah. That's
Right.
what they say. Yeah, probably. You'd be wishing.
But yeah, I mean, we loved Guardians. I wish I could do it, 5 times, but I don't think my inner ear, my vestibular system could handle that.
See, good. I mean, I can't do it once anymore. I tried 3 times. I'm out forever. I just can't. But it's an awesome attraction.
Such a good ride.
It is. I admit it. It's amazing, but oof.
It's intense.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So the kids, though, let me ask you, like, when you ask your kids, like, what was their favorite thing? Because did you ever get on Frozen? I'd imagine maybe Remy, or like, maybe it was Living with the Land, the best ride at Epcot. Who knows?
I love Living with the Land.
Good. There we go.
My youngest probably fell asleep on at least half of the dark boat rides.
It happens.
But no, we did not get on Frozen. We tried after dinner, but it was like an hour wait. I was like, if I had 2 girls, I would have pushed it, but my little boys, they're.
You guys, and just look at it this way: you gotta say something for the next trip. That'll be special.
For sure.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so let me ask you about Geo 82 while we're here, because again, not many people have made it in there yet.
Mm-hmm.
For one, were you able to find the entrance easily?
Oh my gosh.
We were invited to go there, like in a preview. We couldn't find it. Like, we asked cast members, they couldn't find it either. We're like, where do you go into this place? We think it's in that window. Where's the door?
I can see it from the outside. I know
that's
it's
how
there.
we were too. We're like, it's got to be one of the sides. Like we were like, it's either on that side or this side. We kept looking. Finally, we found
I mean,
somebody found it. Yeah.
we ended up going like by the entrance of Spaceship Earth and then walking through that way, like from the inside. And I said to, the hostess, I was like, does everybody have a hard time finding this? She was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's like a speakeasy. Like I was like, do I gotta like
Right.
like an airplane too? I don't know. If it's gonna be like to make some door like wall like slide open or something. I like William Shatner did. I don't know. I was like, something's gonna happen here so I can get in. So what was
This adds to the exclusivity.
exactly? Like I don't think I'm ever getting in, and they probably don't want me in here anyway. So what did you think of the experience? I was a big time Disney fan. What's your review of Geo 82?
I mean, I loved, all the pictures on the walls, the Epcot, history. I will say, like, I'm a very basic Midwestern girl. So the drink menu to me was a little challenging.
Same. I was just like, I know what an old fashioned is because of Scott getting that.
Right. And it was very heavy on like the dark liquor. So I was like, I would just love like a regular margarita.
Yeah. Which they have a bar back there. Yeah, but
right. I'm
like,
sure they would have made me one.
But I felt like I got to get with, something special, off the menu.
Right.
There. Yeah, that's kind of pressure.
Right. But I mean, it was very cool. I like the adults only. I mean, granted, if I didn't have my in-laws, we wouldn't have been able to go. But as a Disney fan, it's very, very cool.
Yeah, I agree. It's something I think every big Disney fan should get in there. It's way expensive. I mean,
like I was bummed because I had read when it opened that they were doing like the souvenir glasses, and I asked when we were checking out. He was like, "No, they don't have them yet." You got one? No.
I thought for sure it'd get broken by the time I made it home because.
That's like the one thing I wanted on this trip. And they were like, no, we don't have them.
That was the miracle of all miracles that it made it back to St. Louis. Because like I remember I was there the weekend the Skyliner opened, and I bought like 3 Christmas ornaments of Skyliner buckets. Like they're little, but they were made out of glass. No, they came home as powder in my suitcases. I wish I had those things. Like I've broken so many things coming home, and I was like that. They gave them to us when we went there, and like as a surprise when we left. And I was like, this thing's never making it home. And I like packed it so gentle. And I was like, for once, something actually made it home. I couldn't believe it. Now, so you guys had via Napoli for dinner. Was that a hit for everybody? Everybody enjoyed pizza and all that? I mean, because again, we're back to pizza. You guys are big pizza. I mean, you're Chicagoans.
You know what? So we were on the dining plan. We decided because I like to eat, and we kind of made it more of our breaks on our park day instead of going back to the hotel. So we did the dining plan. I mean, we definitely weren't, the people that were like, we need to beat the dining plan, but we want to get the most out of it. So we ended up getting the steak at Via Napoli, and it was top 3 meals we had on the trip.
Wait, you got a steak at Via Napoli? I didn't even know Via Napoli had a steak. Hang on.
Exactly.
Breaking news. I'm like, wait, did she just say a steak? I didn't even know they had a steak at Via Napoli because I've always gotten the pizza. I know they have like pastas. I had no idea they had a steak at Via Napoli. Holy God,
it was really
news.
good too.
And it's in top 3. Oh my gosh. The stuff you like, 2,700 shows in, and here we go with the steak at Via Napoli. That's why I love these things. I'm just like, what is going on? That's great.
Well, like it was like a $50 steak or a $20 pizza.
Well, that's it. Because I was thinking Via Napoli is not a great deal on the dining plan.
No,
I don't
it's
think.
not.
That's what I was thinking. But I'm like, okay. We said you're not trying to beat it, so it makes sense. But yeah. Wow, there's a steak there.
It was really good.
That's really good. That's not a place you expect to get a steak. I love that.
No,
I love that. Oh my gosh. No, my watch is talking. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Wait, tip. If you're in the mood for a steak and you can't get into a Yachtsman, hop over to Epcot.
Right. 1 credit on the dining plan for pretty good steak.
This could be the best hack of 2025 right here.
And then my son could get, his spaghetti.
Yes, exactly. This is great for parents. This is oh my gosh, that's so good. Okay, so I'll make sure we get through all this because this is so fun. Yeah. Okay, so the next day was your father-in-law's birthday. Oh, and so every birthday person has to have their treats. So tell us about how you celebrated his birthday.
So I selfishly wanted to go to Gideon's at Disney Springs. I really, Pam has talked about, the peanut butter cold brew. So I had to get that. And my father-in-law is a big coconut fan. So at one point they had the coconut cake at Gideon's. So I was really hoping that it was still there, but it wasn't. So he got, I think it was golden Oreo cake, which he loved. That and a couple cookies, just for something a little bit special for his birthday.
That's
But
sweet. That's good. I mean,
it was really good.
anything good Gideon's will work on a birthday.
Oh my
I would
God.
take it. that, and and plus it looks like you guys had a pool day, so just a good chill day, some sweets.
Yes.
I would
Yeah,
say
so we
that's
definitely tried
great.
to do an off day in between each park day. Just with little kids, I felt like that gave a little bit better recovery than having, multiple days in a row at the parks. Just because we only did 3 park days, so I didn't want to spend, too much time taking breaks out of the park. Um, and my husband's kind of appeased him to have, pool days in between.
It is vacation. You
It is
gotta
vacation.
remember that sometimes. You can't drive the party too hard, or else you'll lose the troops. Now it does say, because you spent some time over at the Polynesian that night, which I like.
Mhm.
But so the photo shoot was something you did at the Poly. I'm guessing it says impromptu photo shoot, but
Yeah,
it's here in the timeline between Ohana and Trader Sam's. So you just took
it
advantage of
was.
the environment over there at the Poly.
Yeah, so like right outside by Pineapple and there's like that little turf
Yeah.
activity area, and there's a photo pass girl right there.
Oh, it's
And
Kim works there all the time. Our friend Kim. Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean it was awesome. She kind of just took over, and my kids were in like very cute outfits for Ohana, so she kind of ate it up. And my husband made a comment. He's like, you know what? These pictures right here make memory maker worth it.
Nice. That's good stuff. I'll tell you what, because, I mean, not to brag on Kim, but I've known Kim for over a decade. She's one of the sweetest people I've ever met. And
Mhm.
she just doesn't take pictures. She literally, I mean, it's amazing the stuff she does for families, the poses, and
For
she
sure.
she does. Like you just said, it's not just like, oh, I'm here, snap, 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 next. Like she does. I mean, like
She spent
it's
probably
amazing.
10 minutes with us,
Yeah.
and my kids were like rolling in the grass, and she's like on the ground
I
with
bet it was
them
her. I bet
trying
it
to.
was Kim because I mean they all do. There's a
I'll
lot
have
of
to
them that
look.
do
I
that,
tried
but
to
it could
write
have
it
been
down.
her. Oh my gosh, that's so good because that's what she does. So was anything remarkable about Ohana or Trader Sam's real quick before we go into the Devil's Studios?
So Ohana is my favorite Disney restaurant. So we actually went there twice on this trip. One, because I love it, and two, it's such a great deal on the dining plan
Hmm.
for dinner. So we went twice. Before we sat down, we put our name in for Trader Sam's, and it was kind of borderline because they cut off the kids at 8. So they were like, "Well, if you don't get called by 7:20, you won't." So we were taking our pictures after dinner, and we got the text, and it was like 7:10.
Oof.
So it was perfect.
Yes.
And my in-laws, that they actually met on a trip in Hawaii, so I was like, "This is
Yeah, it
perfect.
is.
We have to go to Trader Sam's."
So I bet they got a
And
kick out of it though because Trader
they
Sam's would
did.
be new to them. That wasn't
Mhm.
obviously their previous time, and I mean
Right.
because it's almost like sitting in the tiki room come to life
Mhm.
with light snacks and drinks. I bet that was it. I'm just guessing that might have been one of the favorite things they did.
Yeah, I mean, it
Maybe.
was definitely fun. I mean, my oldest loved it. I mean, anytime the room changed or anything, we got the o'oa, so
Yes,
he's trying to
that's my
throw
drink.
the cinnamon,
Yeah.
across the room, and I'm like, We got enough cinnamon in the drink, buddy. I think we're good."
Can never have enough. Yes, that's my drink. I have my little
Yes,
little
it's
glass
fun.
back
It's
here.
so fun.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about the next day. You went over to the studios, back into the parks. You have your
Mhm.
lightning lanes ready to go. You got your single pass for Rise. So how did this stay up?
Yeah.
Because again, here, hot in July, and the studios in Animal Kingdom get me with the heat, man. There's not a lot of escape. The studio, especially with shade.
Yes.
Studios can
It
wipe
was
you.
hot.
So I just looked at this. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoo, hot day. But so memories from this day.
So with our lightning lane, I kind of set them all early. I did all 3 Toy Story rides. And then with Aliens being first, just because we know it's a short line anyway, but kind of use that as a burner is what we did. So then we just kind of, I mean, we lucked out with Lightning Lane this trip. I can't say enough about it. I mean, we just kind of kept grabbing them and we did everything we wanted to. The longest line we waited in was to meet Woody, which was like 20, 25 minutes.
That's a good deal. Yeah.
I mean, the park wasn't empty by any means, but we just kind of lucked out. I mean, the only thing we took my oldest, he's 3.5. We took him on Tower of Terror.
I love this questionable choice. I saw that. I was cracking up.
Definitely a questionable choice. I mean, he's a big kid, so he meets all the height requirements. We kept saying, the spooky ride because we would see it on the Skyliner.
Oh,
Be like,
yeah.
oh, there's the spooky ride.
It is.
And it wasn't even like the queue that, freaked him out. It was the actual ride part going up and down.
I mean, considering you're not even 4 years old, I'd say yes.
Yeah. And I mean, every time I'd ask him, like, oh, do you want to go again? He'd be like, I don't think so.
Smart kid.
That was the only time he said no.
Good. He's like, I'll wait on that one a couple more years. Yeah.
Yes. So I got to ride twice on that.
There you go. But did you get, because that has an on-ride picture, right? I mean, was that a classic? I mean, you gotta have that one, right?
Holding on for dear life.
Yes. Yeah. I have Mallory's first ride on Rock and Roller Coaster, man. It is the best picture. Her eyes are bugging out of her head when we're shooting down that thing. I die laughing just thinking about that thing. It is one of my favorite pictures of her. Because I was like, really, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
That's what dads do. Anyway, so just that's why we go to Disney. All right. Yeah, if I was ever in that commercial, the one, where they like, do you have a Disney moment? That's what I probably pull out right here. I'm gonna terrorize my kid. I'm so mean. I should not have a podcast. All right. So the next day, you guys went over to Animal Kingdom Lodge. You also had a pool day. Now, didn't have a pool day at Animal Kingdom Lodge, I'm assuming, but
correct.
You went over for a visit. I like this though because everybody loves animals, and that resort's beautiful. So how did this day unfold?
So we took the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios, then took the bus to Animal Kingdom. So that's kind of the transportation I would recommend to anybody.
I do that all the time because you're right there to get a bus. It just drops you off.
Yes.
Boom. Yep. It's like a hub.
Instead of like taking the bus to Animal Kingdom and then taking another bus to Animal Kingdom Lodge. I felt like that was what we used throughout the trip. But yeah, we visited. I was, you see all the videos and the pictures and the TikToks, and I guess I had really high expectations because we weren't going to Animal Kingdom. I was like, okay, we'll go see the animals there. And there were like 10 animals out.
Yeah.
So like in Chicago, we have 2 really good zoos.
That's true. That's true because you guys have like the Brookfield Zoo and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. My son's like, where are all the animals?
That's true.
But it was still really cool to see, the lobby and, just see another resort because I had never been over there.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't think about that because, like St. Louis, we have a really good zoo too. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the coolest part about Animal Kingdom Lodge is if you're staying there, like the greatest thing is like because they just wander. Like you don't see a lot of animals, but like you will see just like in your, you're sitting there laying in your bed. And one giraffe will walk by, but I mean, that's awesome. Like I'm laying in my bed and there's a giraffe walking by. Like you don't see that very often. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm chilling in bed and here come a couple of giraffe or, wildebeest or whatever. But you're right. If you're just going over there to like see animals, like, okay, there's a couple deer. Like I'm trying to avoid deer on my way home from Dairy Queen every Friday night with my Blizzard. You know, like, where are they? Like, they're going to jump out so I don't hit them. Yeah, I get it. So now you wrapped up that night with Steakhouse 71. Oh, man. Love that place. Was that good for you guys?
It was great. I mean, the waitress we had was awesome. She was, my husband was trying to order some drink and she was like, well, do you like this? And she's like, try this one. If you don't like it, I'll get you another one.
Nice.
And
You don't get that every time.
no, you don't. But he ended up loving it. And he was like, might be the best drink I've ever had. I can't even remember what it was.
Nice.
But, I was a little worried of all the restaurants we went to. I was a little worried with like the kids menu there, because it's a steak, a chicken breast, a little bit nicer kids items than like pizza and chicken fingers. But they were able to figure something out for the kids, so they were fine.
Do you remember do you remember what they had? Because you're right. I mean, they don't have like
Yeah.
but I mean, they can always come up with something because like Contempo Cafe's right there.
Yeah, they ended up
they did.
doing I think just mac and cheese and a bunch of fruit, and they were great.
Good to go. All right, now here's my question, because we're day 6 now, the next day. This is your Magic Kingdom day, which I get you're kind of building up to it, I guess. But as a Disney fan, what is your favorite park of them? Is it Magic Kingdom or is it Epcot? Because you went there first, or do you have one?
So like everybody has their like, either you go to Magic Kingdom first or you go last.
Right.
I'm more of just a last person because I like ending with fireworks.
Yeah.
But
I don't have the discipline to wait till day 6. Like, I
I
applaud you for
it was
this,
hard.
but man, that is a long time to wait. I mean, I know you're only going to the parks for 3 days because you're trying to balance this out for your, you're not trying to go super hard, pool day. I love this balance for especially midsummer trip, but, and you said it was kind of tough, but I mean, it pays off because the anticipation builds. So, I mean, would you do this again? Wait that long would you throw Magic Kingdom on the back end again? Did the kids, I mean, kids are younger. They probably didn't even notice, I guess.
You know what? They didn't care at all. We definitely, I mean, being at the Polynesian and Contemporary days before, we took the monorail and they saw the castle at least. So, my youngest now, every time we watch a Disney movie, he's like, castle. So it ended up working out fine. I would probably do it again the same way.
But you kind of had a hiccup on this day because of Starlight, which we've all been looking forward to for a decade, but you were there the day that it debuted. And so this was on the 20th. This was the actual official debut, right? Not the soft opening?
Correct.
Okay, so
we did not plan to be there for this day.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, tell us how the day went, and then kind of how it built up to. I'm sure in the evening it was just a nut house, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we did Lightning Lane again. So we kind of knocked out all the rides we wanted to. We definitely did more shows than we would have. My husband would never go to the Tiki Room or the Hall of Presidents, but on a 95-degree day,
yes, they're very
we were
nice.
going. So we hit everything. We were very productive in the morning, and then kind of, hit a couple of those shows in the afternoon. And then we left the park to go to Chef Mickey's for dinner. And we're walking out at about 4:00, and people were already lining up on Main Street for the parade.
That's crazy. That's wild.
So
I mean, I get
like,
it, but
oh boy.
whoa, man.
And I wanted to see the parade. I mean, I grew up, I remember Spectra Magic, I remember the Main Street Electrical Parade, and those are really good memories for me. So I wanted to see the parade, but walking out and seeing people lined up, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a wild night.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, we love Chef Mickey. I mean, people give it a hard time, but my kids loved it.
Well, it's why you go to Disney. I mean, it's the Fab Five. Yeah. It's why, you're spinning the napkins. It's, I mean, you're not there really for the food. The food's fine. The food's really good, but it's not fancy food, but you're in the Contemporary, the monorail's going by. I mean, it is the essence of a Disney vacation all in one.
For sure. And my husband loves a buffet.
Yeah.
So
I am the same. It must be a Midwestern thing. Everybody's like, I hate a buffet.
Yep.
Scott hates buffets. I'm like, dude, what's wrong? Just go up there and go. Do you have to wait? Boom, get what you want. Get in and get
Get
out.
what you want. Everybody's happy.
Exactly. He's from the Midwest, though. I don't know. He's fancy.
Yeah. My husband did spill his drink. Well, I should say my son spilled my husband's drink, and it was like almost gone. And like right away, the waitress came over and she's like, "I will get you a new one." He's like, "It was almost gone." She's like, "I will get you a new one." And he was so happy. He was like, "This is the best thing that happened today."
Very nice. Maybe she could just tell
But
you.
yeah, I mean, we came back. We're walking in, and Main Street was packed already. We were back by 7-ish, maybe a little bit before 7. So the fireworks were at 10 and the parade was at 9. So we kind of just killed a little bit of time, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just stand. We were kind of to the right of the hub. And I mean, it was really busy.
So when you came back in though, there were people like on Main Street already holding their spots, like, but they obviously have to keep the sidewalks clear so people can like go. I mean,
yeah,
but
I mean there were like
there's going to be,
especially right by the like flagpole.
yeah.
I mean, it was packed. Like there was no space in there at 7 o'clock.
That is wild.
Yeah,
I mean, because that's
I'm a Disney
time.
fan. Like I was ready for it to be busy. I was ready for all the vloggers and the media to be there. But I was not expecting everywhere to be packed.
So I mean, in the end though, did it? Because you got to see Happily Ever After was showing, the fireworks, Starlight was showing, and you have these, like I said, you have these memories. You've seen Spectro and Main Street. Despite the crowds, I mean, obviously it wasn't ideal that you were there with half of Central Florida, but what was your review of this whole thing?
Yeah, I mean the parade was great. It's a little bit shorter than I would have thought. And there's not a whole lot of like characters or dancers or people walking. But the parade itself is great. The music, I love, the nods to the old parade music. When the music started, I was like, is this Main Street Electrical Parade?
Yeah.
Like, but it was just a little pieces in the soundtrack that they threw in there. I mean, the parade is great. I think it's good for Magic Kingdom to have a little bit more going on at night. But then, yeah, I was worried about like, okay, how do you transition from the parade to then fireworks? Mm-hmm. And luckily it kind of cleared out a little bit. And, we just kind of stayed where we were. Having the stroller helps because that takes that,
Yeah, that is one time where a stroller does help because it gives you like a buffer a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there were a bunch of tour groups too. It was just packed. I would not recommend going on opening day if you can avoid it.
Yeah, it's the thing is like, long term, this is going to be fine because it does work it out. Like, it's just like you were there at the, apex of the pop, but this 9, 10, 11 situation will work itself out eventually too. Cause the peak season will die down. It'll be great, but you were just there like, boom, perfect storm. Yeah. But it is great to have that energy of a nighttime parade and fire. Cause I've always said just the Magic Kingdom Park, that's the heartbeat of it. That's how the night needs to end. Nighttime parade, fireworks, and go home with some ice cream. I mean, it's just, that's a perfect night. Yeah,
for sure.
Oh,
so and I mean, my kids did fine. They were tired, but my oldest son, at one point we had convinced him that like the reflection or the glare off of a phone or a watch was Tinkerbell. Somewhere along the way, I mean, this is
that's
years in the
making. I like that.
So he's been pumped to see Tinkerbell. So Tinkerbell was walking the parade, so he was very, very sleepy. I'm like, honey, you gotta stay awake. You gotta see Tinkerbell.
Yes. And then look, she's up there.
But he missed it in Happily Ever After, which I was so bummed about. But
that's
he was like,
time. Yeah.
I'm trying to like wake him up with ice cubes. Like he He was dead weight.
Until you're a parent, you don't even know. Like I've told many times, I tried to keep Paige awake with sugar sticks, and it worked. And it was terrible parenting, but you do what you got to do at 2 a.m. during extra magic hours. During those super late ones back in the day, the park was open till 3 a.m. and we were staying.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we did that. I'm in bed by 10 nowadays. Like, what was I doing? How did we do that? You remember, I think you put that in your notes. Like you used to go back in those days where it'd be open. Did you?
Oh yeah.
Like you did those like PM, because back in some parks of AM, some had PM. And I mean, the Magic Kingdom would close at midnight and have 3 extra hours for on-site guests. What do you what was your, I mean, like, would you just not kill to have those every once in a while now still? Those were the best. It was just like, you felt like a rock star.
A rock star, and like, I have a memory of like all the Seven Dwarves being out at like 2:30 a.m.
Maybe see you're delusional that late at night. They really weren't out there. No,
right? Maybe they weren't there.
No, they probably were.
Yeah, they were. But I mean, that I do miss that. I mean, the extra, half hour in the morning is nice, but to have like 2-3 hours at night, that's pretty big.
Yeah, it was, because I mean, even before that, they had this thing called e-ticket nights or something where you pay $7 or something and buy this little wristband, and there would be nobody in the. This is only for the Magic Kingdom. You get a little wristband. They'd only keep like 7 rides open, but they would only sell like, I think like 2,000 or 3,000 of these wristbands, and the park was open for like 2 hours, and you could just ride over and over. It's only like for one summer or maybe 2 summers we did this, like way back in like the late 90s or early 2000s. Oh my gosh, it was like the precursor to the extra magic hours, and I was just like, oh, this is too cool. Anyway, reminiscing. So after this day, you guys had another kind of pool day, and you breakfast at Topolino's. I still have not done this breakfast, so tell us about that.
Oh, it was so good.
Everybody
I
says
cannot
that.
speak enough about it. I was worried. I mean, I've mentioned, my husband likes buffets, so I was a little worried, like, is he gonna leave hungry? But he, we got the steak and eggs, and then they're like, "Oh, do you want a waffle on the side?" And we're like, "Yes, we would love a waffle."
Who's gonna say no to a waffle on the side? Come on now.
And the waffle, I dream about this waffle. It was so good.
I love that.
So good.
Me too.
I'm already like, how do I find a copycat recipe for this sour cream waffle? Because it was so good.
Oh, that's good.
But I mean, it's probably my favorite character meal we've ever done. It was just it wasn't chaotic. Like, I mean, Chef Mickey's a little chaotic.
Yeah.
But you're getting into.
Yep, it's wild. It is. Yeah,
And,
but everybody says that about Topolino's, though. People say they love this character meal, and I don't know whether it's Mickey and Minnie and the French artist outfits, but they do say it is like it's laid back. It's the food's amazing, the views are amazing from the top of the Riv. I think it's kind of got it all. That's why it's so hard to
And
get.
I mean, my son ran to the bathroom. I was like, "Buddy, Donald's like 2 tables away. Are you sure?" He's like, "I gotta go."
Yeah, dude.
So he ran, and my youngest is with Donald, and I was like, "Oh, I guess Jack's not gonna meet Donald." And the character attendant's like, "We will be back. It's fine." So I mean, I think almost all the characters came twice to our table.
That's awesome.
It was great.
And I don't know if I'd tell like a 4-year-old that, like, can you hold? No, I'm not playing that game. Even for Donald Duck in an art costume from France.
Right.
I'm just saying. So you had dinner a second time at Ohana. I love it because you're right, man. Ohana. If you're not on the dining plan and they hand you the bill and you're from the Midwest, dude, it stops your heart. I'm just saying. Like last time I ate there, I was like, wait, what? That's only for one person? Because I was there with the running squad. I was like, I didn't bring my whole family. I'm getting charged for a whole family. That's for one person? Yeah. So I love that you went back there because it's your favorite place. So you had a little pool time though on your departure day, just to kind of, and then your flight.
Yeah, I mean, my husband likes kind of finishing the trip swimming.
That's a good idea.
Kind of wear them out a little bit.
I always take the first flight out, which would probably be better to kind of get up and have some more fun that day before I just kick myself in the teeth and head back to
Right.
reality. I shouldn't do that. It's not good. Because you had a flight delay too, which is not great heading
Right.
back. There's always the storms in the Midwest in the summer.
Hmm.
So, but I mean, you guys it sounds like you had a great trip. So like wrapping this up, like any like, lasting final stories or lessons learned or anything you want to share kind of as we wrap the trip report up here? Sounds like a great
Yeah,
trip.
I mean, so I think it's all related to the Cool Kids Summer, promotion that they're doing right now. But this trip, more than I remember in the past, had a lot more characters. Um, you know, we were at Caribbean Beach, so they came to the hotel in the morning, every morning. But also like Magic Kingdom. So we rope drop Seven Dwarves. But my youngest obviously couldn't ride. So my husband takes him in the carousel and Mickey's riding the carousel.
That is so cool.
And
Yeah.
he's like walking around holding hands with Chip and Tigger's, hopping with him. And I feel like that's very Disneyland.
Yes.
So that was, that's like a very core memory. And, I'm gonna have those videos forever of,
Mhm.
him hopping with Tigger. So I hope they continue with that. Past this summer. I do feel like that's, core Disney. And that it's a small thing that I think goes a long way, especially for like little kids. Um, so I hope they continue that. Um, I would definitely do the dining plan again when our kids are still kid prices. I feel like as soon as they're adult prices,
It's a little bit, yeah. You gotta maybe think about it, but yeah, kids, it's kind of a no brainer, especially with all the character dining. I mean,
Mhm.
Pam says it all the time, and it is
Yeah.
absolutely true. But I got to ask you though, because you just brought up something I think that, especially for our audience, but it's for everybody that visits, with the character interactions that they're having in the parks, and just like you said, like Mickey Mouse riding the carousel. I've seen so many things on social media because like when I'm walking on the treadmill on my walk days, I'll scan through Twitter and Instagram and all the stuff, and you see the videos of a kid walking hand in hand with like Tigger or whoever in Fantasyland, or like you said at Caribbean Beach or the Riviera or what have you, Wilderness Lodge, and those videos live forever, and they get shared with grandma and grandpa in Wyoming and Idaho and South Dakota, and it's like the greatest thing ever. And the thing is, that is such a low cost thing for Disney to do. Like you don't have to build a $200 million roller coaster. Like that's so simple, but it is so, to me, it's strategic. It's so like, it gets, like you said, it's a core memory, and it gets shared to all these people. Like, is somebody who wants to visit the parks, like I want that. Like that's the moment, not just for the kid, but like when you're a parent, like I want that for my kid.
Mhm.
Like that, it's why we go to Disney. Like I want to meet Mickey Mouse. I want my kid to walk hand in hand with Tigger. And when you said it though, you brought up Cool Kids Summer, which is a great promotion. I love this promotion. We went down
Mhm.
and worked with it earlier this summer, but it makes me worried. Like, why does it have to be Cool Kids Summer? Like I hope this just continues. Like it doesn't have to, like when it becomes fall, this doesn't have to stop. This can go fall, winter. This seems to be the like default setting now for Walt
Mhm.
Disney World, like it is at Disneyland. That's what I'm kind of hoping. I think you're kind of saying that too.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Good points. Well, Kelly, hey, I appreciate you coming on the show. What a great time. Took us down to Walt Disney World. It sounds like you have a wonderful family, and hope to run into you at the park sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Have a Portillo's for me up there because I haven't been up there
Oh,
lately.
sure.
All right. Take care. All right. Don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you get down to Walt Disney World, out to Disneyland, or sailing with Disney Cruise Line right away. And the best part, no additional cost to you. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. Couldn't do it without your support. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can give me a follow on the social media at beourguestmike. That is on x.com, Instagram, and Threads. And don't forget, join us in the Clubhouse. That's our Discord server. It's like a message board /live chat. All kinds of Disney fans talking in there 24/7, sports, all the Disney topics, life in general. It's the friendliest place on the internet. Coming over. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. And finally, join us this Sunday night for the live call-in show. It is at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch. Go on the air for an hour. Scotty G joins me. We open up the phone lines and take your calls and talk Disney with you. It's like just like an old radio show. So give us a call on Sunday night. We'll talk some Disney. So hope to see you there. All right. So for Kelly up in Chicago, I'm Mike here in St. Louis, wishing you a great week. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.